I think your entire life will change when you stop using shame as a motivator. And I know that when we're younger, we develop like shame as a coping mechanism so that we can learn how to like mask and not be our authentic self so that other people won't get us in trouble, primarily our caretakers or other adults. But then, now that you get older and you convince yourself that you still have to be in this place of shame because otherwise you get fired or your people in your social groups aren't going to accept you, other people in your family, the same people who might have still like made you start suppressing yourself as a child. And maybe some of that is true, but I'd also like to offer the idea of the difference between code switching and masking. So code switching is you're still being authentic, but you are acting a little bit differently according to the audience and the space that you're in. For example, I'm not going to cuss in front of my like 8-year-old niece where I might in front of my dad or my friends, but that doesn't mean I'm being inauthentic or fake. It's just changing a little bit about what I might be bringing to the table at that specific moment. Whereas masking is just being completely inauthentic to who I am to appease other people. So I invite you to start also recognizing that there are other ways to get yourself motivated for a specific type of goal. Because especially I feel like if you are using shame as a motivator, then you're usually not going after a goal that is authentic to you or what you actually want that goal to be. So maybe you do in fact want to go to the gym and get a little bit more fit, but the ways in which you want to do it are not authentic. So you are shaming yourself into doing something that maybe you don't like. Maybe you don't like waking up at 5 a.m. and drinking like a green juice and going running. Maybe instead you like waking up at 9 a.m. instead of 5 p.m. and, eating like a power bar or some eggs and some bacon and then going and doing Pilates, not going for a run. Maybe you like yoga. Find out what works for you and stop using shame. And also understand that you're a human. Like you need rest, you need water, you're like a plant. You need to take your time figuring all this out and figuring out like, why would I want to shame myself? What about my authentic self am I finding shame around that is making me like go after these goals that maybe even aren't something that I actually want, which is why I'm using this motivator of shame to go after this thing. So, if you start to figure out these different things that you find shame around yourself, oh, well, my boss wouldn't like that. A future partner wouldn't like that because other partners didn't like that. Or my caregivers, my parents, my family, whatever it might be, how can you involve code switching and being authentic while also finding out where your goals and everything fall into place with that as well? I don't know if that made sense for anybody, but I'm pretty sure it did. I'm sure. So just leave me a comment if you have any questions. Otherwise, my name is Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.